Hi, and welcome back to the Mastering Marketing Agility channel. My name's Andrea Fryrear, and I am here to help you go beyond the buzzword, beyond the basics, and beyond the BS to actually master marketing agility. Now, last week, I'll show you the video here in case you missed it, but last week we started talking about the real-time adaptations that we need to make to our Agile systems in order to respond to an emerging crisis like the one that we are all currently trying to navigate. And I got some feedback on that video that requested a little more detail, a little more illustration, specifically around what the Kanban board combination might look like. And so today I wanted to take you a little further down that path and actually show you how we're doing this at AgileSherpas, at my Agile marketing consulting company, where we are taking in new Agile related work around the virus as we are trying to respond to the changing needs of our clients and our audience, and all of the people that work for us as well have changing needs. And so the board has evolved a lot over the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to walk you through what we did, and maybe that'll give you some ideas of how you can do the same thing. Now, before I show you our live and in-person board, a couple of things we need to do first. The first is for me to make my weekly request of you to interact with this video if you are finding it useful. So a subscription to the channel is the bestest. A like on the video, a comment, any of those things are great to tell me that what I'm doing right now, which is my own kind of just-in-time response to the changing situation, is actually being helpful. Because that's really the point of all of this, is to actually provide value to you, my beautiful audience. So please let me know if that's happening. The second thing that we need to do before we cut to the live board demo is to talk about why. Why would we combine COVID-19 related work items with our existing workflow? What's the point of going through that process in the first place? So there are three very crucial reasons why we should do that. One is prioritization. If we have our existing workflow or project management tool or wherever we have normally housed work, and that's one thing, and then we create some sort of special coronavirus board or view where all the work related to this crisis lives, the other stuff that we planned on didn't go away. A lot of it still has to happen. Perhaps it has to happen at a later time, or perhaps it has to have a reduced scope or a reduced budget, but most of it is still there. But when we split the work in two, now the people responsible for marketing have two places to look, and it's hard to know where the actual priorities sit. Chances are they're always going to choose the coronavirus stories because they are on fire or they are really urgent or timely, and all this other marketing activity is going to be neglected, right? And some of it could be quite a big opportunity if we're able to execute it effectively when some of our competitors are falling down, or it could be extremely valuable to our audience if we could just get it done. But we've got to be able to look at these two things against one another, because there's a limited amount of time in the day and in the week, especially if you're like me and you have two school-age children running around the house now, which means that the scope of active work time may have shrunk down even beyond what it normally is. So prioritization becomes even more important than it normally is. So that's reason number one. The second one is just plain old visibility. Our very good friend from Agile Values is creating clear insight for people inside the team and outside the team about what's really going on with the team. If, again, we have board for what we would have been doing if things were normal and what we are actually trying to do now that things are super not normal, people have having to look in multiple places, and most people don't have time to do that, especially now. And so we've lost visibility, and people will neglect one in favor of the other, depending on their role or their function within the organization. So combining the two together is going to improve visibility across everything. Lastly, we should put boards and backlogs together for our own mental health. Having only one place to look to choose the work to be done, having only one source of potential activities reduces cognitive load big time. So there's a lot of it right now. Cognitive load the struggle is real. There is not only regular work stuff, which for a lot of us was plenty stressful to begin with, thank you very much, but now we have hourly updates about the situation with the virus and the economy and our customers and our clients. It's all just going and going and going. Oh, and P.S., we are now confined to our homes with our spouses and children, all trying to get things done. So the cognitive load has exploded exponentially. We should do everything possible to make decision-making easier within our professional lives. And a combined board, a combined backlog, where everything is together will help everybody's brains slow it down a little and make better choices, right? So for prioritization, visibility, and brain health, we want to combine things into a single board. So now we know why we need to do this. I'm going to cut from this bit of video and actually walk you through the AgileSherpas board so that you can get a feel for how we are managing this process.
Okay, as promised, we are looking at the newly updated AgileSherpas Kanban board. So what you're seeing is a board that looked a lot like this about 2 weeks ago, but there's been some additions since then. So what we've started doing is we identify our quarterly OKRs here in this column on the far left. So we have 3 continuing OKRs right now: to launch our leadership course, to book a certain number of dollars in revenue, and then to launch and promote our annual State of Agile Marketing report. We also used to have another OKR on here that was dropped once the virus and attendant economic downturn started happening, and it was replaced with the COVID-19 response tag. And so what we've done is we've got a 2-week backlog of activity here, and each of them is tagged according to which OKR they align to. And what we simply did was start to put in new work items that were supporting our response plan to the coronavirus. So you can see there are quite a lot of those in the 2-week backlog because we're creating an entirely new course to help marketers deal with this crisis. I'll put a link to it in the video if you want to go and check it out. And so there's a lot of activity around that right now, but there's still things going on. We still have to launch this new course. We've been working on it for months, and so it's going out and we're marketing it and finalizing its setup in our learning management system. Likewise, we need to keep booking revenue. Like, the lights have to stay on, and so some of those cards are still in here as well. Anything that doesn't have a label, these are more of our keep the lights on activities, which again, still have to keep going on. But they are all in here in our 2-week backlog together. Highest priority item at the top, it will move over to in progress whenever there is space, but not until some of this work gets done. So we also have, you'll notice, a farther out backlog. These are less certain and more kind of nebulous activities, or just things we know that aren't going to be due for a little while. And those two have tags that tie them to one of the OKRs. You see less blues there because we won't be working hopefully as frantically in that time frame to respond to the virus, but no doubt there will be some blues that get added here before it's time for them to start getting work done. But the important takeaway here is that all the work, keep the lights on stuff, planned strategic work, and new coronavirus-related activities have all been put together so that we have one central source of truth for the team to look and decide what they need to be doing at any given time.
So there you have it, a walkthrough of a real live working Kanban board with coronavirus work, previously planned strategic work, and recurring business as usual activities, all combined so that we have that great view of clear priorities, visualization of the work that's actually happening, and a reduced mental overhead load for our marketing folks as much as we can manage it. So if you haven't already, go combine things into a single unified backlog and workflow. It will make your life so much easier in the short and the long term. It'll make it easier for you to change priorities as things smooth out. It's just so much better. So take a little while, go block a couple of hours, lock your kids out of your home office, whatever you need to do, and make that combination. You'll really be glad that you did. And let me know how it goes. Hang in there while we work to master marketing agility at the same time that we master the coronavirus. Stay safe, stay healthy. Talk to you soon.